to Telford Ice Rink. Last weekend, Tom Watkins' men had mixed fortunes, winning on the road to Basingstoke and not having such a good result against Slough. Tonight is the third game in 5 days as they take on the Swindon Wildcats. Let's find out how Dan Davies is enjoying his time here in Shropshire.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been really enjoyable. It's been easy to settle in, and obviously we've won a few games since I've been here, so it's been a good start, really. What
was it like making the decision to leave Slough and head up to Shropshire, to somewhere you've never necessarily played before?
It was a tough decision. I was at Slough for 4.5 years, so the club was always good to me and everything. I just felt like I needed a fresh start somewhere, and once Telford offered me, I felt like this was a good place to come. So. And
how have you found the last month playing with the team and watching them develop?
It's been good. I mean, I think we've got a real good team here, and we've got a great group of guys, and I think we could be onto something here. So it's been really good.
Good evening and welcome to Telford Ice Rink for tonight's ice hockey action. It's the Swindon Wildcats that take on the Tigers. They've played each other 4 times. Both teams have won 2, so tonight technically the deciding game. Last time they played, it was Telford's narrow victory 7-6 in a high scoring game. Let's see what happens tonight as Danny Rose throws the puck forward, takes a deflection from Dan Davies and heads round the boards, and they follow through. And it's Telford on the offence in the first play of the game. Who throws it forward, a great pass, a good defensive play from Dan Scott. So now it's up. Miller feeds it back to Salem, skates through centre ice, makes a shot, takes a deflection off Lyle back onto the back netting, and then Lyle jumps down and freezes the puck down, and the net's already off its moorings. I wonder if we're going to have the same problem we've had in the last few weeks with the nets coming loose. And now Nell's on his breakdown, but it's cleared out by Dan Scott, who gets the puck up to Ricky Plant, who passes it to Dan Davies, drives in down the right wing against the boards and takes it into the corner. Now Miller on Simmons. I think that was a high stick against Miller, but whether it pulled an injury or not, we'll have to wait and see. But I think it's a high stick on Miller. We're just waiting to find out what. Joe Miller receives a 5-minute penalty for high sticking, timed at 9 minutes and 56 seconds. Whether that's determined by a game or a match will be determined on whether Alex returns to the game or not. So it's a 5-minute major penalty for high sticking against Joe Miller, timed at 9 minutes and 56 seconds. Walker passes through to Pavlou, great pass. Pavlou delays it, just makes a wrist shot, it bounces up and off Stevie Lyle's stick into the boards. Hoog now starts the counter-attack for Swindon, and he misfires that. Danny Rose reaches for it, and I think that would have waved the icing off, to be fair to the linesman. And 54 seconds. And then there's Nell battling away, but Declan Ryan freezes the puck down, a little bit of pushing and shoving in front. Dan Scott setting up the breakout now for the Telford Tigers. Weak pass. Puck comes through, Scott. Costa won't be happy by tipped off the puck, and a catching mitt save from Stevie Lyle between the pipes for the Swindon Wildcats. So can Telford Tigers use this man advantage to clock up the first goal of the game? Walker carries it through now, hits the blue line. Cruiser from the point. Stevie Lyle makes the save. There's a clutch for the rebound from Walker, but it goes up to the point. It's sent off the board. Walker picks it up round the back of the net. 15 seconds left in the period. Mika. Swindon return to full strength. Swindon Wildcats return to full strength. Kept in by Cruiser. Watt was just floating outside the penalty box, hoping for a quick breakaway. And as we finish the first period, Swindon 0, Telford 0. Welcome to period 2 then. So it's 0-0 as we start the second period. Quite a contrast to the last time these two played, and we ended up with 13 goals in its entirety through the game. None so far here at Telford Ice Rink, and the puck bounces off the boards and goes down for icing. It's washed off by Elliott as it passed through the crease, but I don't think it's a shock on goal. Stevie Wilder was a little bit dismayed by that. Off the draw. Puck heads round the boards, clears out. Bowley looks for the back pass to Walker. Walker, stick check to allow Roberts to carry it in. Loses footing, Moore stands him up. Puck goes cross ice and Walker skates through, the puck comes through the front. Walker swings his stick and fires the puck home for goal number 1 for the Telford Tigers, scored by Adam Walker. Pavlou. Dumped in. Costal takes a deflection off the glass. Doesn't pick up the puck. Watt tries to pass it across. Doesn't quite fire it correctly, but Swindon still got possession. Sandvik. Shot. Blocker save from Ryan. First time shot from 23 into the right-hand corner. The offside was washed off. A great shot from the point from 63 into the right-hand corner of the net, putting Swindon's first goal of the night on the clock. Now, shoots on Ryan. The rebound comes down, and luckily it's been cleared out. That was very dangerous. And now, Marek on the skate, held up well. There's no support for him there, though, at the moment. Now, Mika. Plant. Mika gives it through to Scott. Skates in, makes the shot. Close but no cigar. Plant. Mika. Mika drives out of the corner. Turns back into the corner. Takes the puck deep. Mika on the puck. Cross ice to Walker, bounces off the boards. And it's picked up off the boards by Swindon coming through. Then he goes back the other way. Walker bats it down. McKenzie skates forward. Walker winds up for the shot. Shoots on Lyle. The leg pad saved. Puts the puck loose. Walker skates in again. Reaches for it. And the net's off. He's called it. He's either called... he might have called interference. Swindon's number 28 receives a 2-minute minor penalty for interference. Timed at 38 minutes and 37 seconds. Plant. Oh, tries to get it through to Marek in the high slot, but just trickles on the way through to Walker at the point. Plant down low. Really working that puck. 9 seconds. Mika. Goes through the point and comes out. So at the end of the second period, it's the Telford Tigers 1, Swindon Wildcats 1. So, all tied up, 1-1 as we start the third period. Swindon force away forward. Puck goes back to Walker. Pavlou. Picked up by Mika. Leaves it for Walker. Intercepted by Sadvic. Now there's 20 seconds left on the PP. With Telford at the man advantage for the 22nd. Now, fires it on Declan Ryan. Mika. Great pass to Plant. Plant drives over, winds up, fakes it, carries it round, puts it into Mika, who skates through the slot of the defenseman, literally puts him in the back of the net. And Stevie Lyle's not happy, but it was his player that took his stick out of his hand. Mika was just stood there ready for that loose puck. Never came to be. Davis battling for the puck, pushing and shoving, it goes round the boards. Final 2 minutes of the game. Final 2 minutes of the game. Over the top, Salem turns. Reaches round. Kruzak. Scott. Hits the red line, throws it in, shot on target. Swindon player loses his stick but takes a line change. Puck scored on the boards, 1 minute 30 left to go. Scott. Now, Nell takes a play, and scores with just 1 minute 23 seconds left. The loose puck picked up by Nell, one-on-one with Declan Ryan, puts it past him on the left side and gets goal number 2 for the Swindon Wildcats. The Telford Tigers power play! So, an empty net off the draw. Telford, Plant's got it, shoots from Nathan Salem from behind the net. It's all about keeping possession now for Telford. Swindon just got 3 guys in front of the net. Telford 6 skaters all the way around, and they've got to keep possession and look for the opportunity to get a shot. Loose puck, and Pavlou makes the shot, and Stevie Lyle lands on the puck, and there's no way he's moving off that. There is now 14 seconds for Telford to get the puck up ice. Ricky Plant skates as the high man. Walker carries it forward, hits the blue line. Salem drags his foot, Walker skates in. Simmons dumps it out, and that'll be the end of the game with the Swindon Wildcats 2, the Telford Tigers 1.
You're so close, 2 minutes from the end of the game, and you give up that goal. But you know what? When we pulled the goalie, we had the power play at the end. We had 2 great scoring opportunities to tie it up. And you know what? I just said to the guys, we've got enough offense in that room. We've only scored 3 goals at home over the last 2 games, and it's time for, well, those guys need to pick up the slack on that. If we're not scoring, we're putting pressure on our D, we're putting pressure on our goalies, and they've got to take those opportunities. 2 great opportunities to finish the game.
And it's the exact opposite the last time we played him. We talked after the game about that 7-6 result, how the defence was quite loose in that last game. That's tightened up. It was a 0-0 first, a 1-1 second, but it was just that finishing, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit nervy, and I thought we didn't play the best third period. We had some opportunities. We played down low. We were strong. I thought we didn't give up much defensively, like you say. We were pretty tight, and we made a bit of emphasis on that, bearing in mind that they like to spread the play. They like to play through 3 zones, where we wanted to try and keep it nice and compact. And you know what, we did that. We're in the game, 2 minutes to go, and that's hockey, I'm afraid.
So there's a couple of weeks left before the transfer deadline. Are you happy with the squad you've got in place, or is there any new ones to come?
I like the squad we've got. We've got good guys. We've got a lot of ability. I just said the same to the players in there, but you know, we keep our ear to ground. We're always looking, we're always open, and we just have to see what happens.
As we pass the halfway point in a very busy week, 5 games in 9 days, the Telford Tigers next weekend travel to Bracknell and are at home for Milton Keynes next Sunday with a 5:30 face-off.